Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Clausen, and I am lucky enough to be a teacher at Westwood Community High School here in Fort McMurray. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you today about our programming, specifically our honors and AP programming that we offer at Westwood. So this video is specifically designed for people who are looking at joining Westwood in junior high. We're going to focus more on the honor side of things than on the advanced placement side of things in this video, but we will have a brief description of what advanced placement is. If you're looking for more information about advanced placement, you can check out one of our other videos on our YouTube channel, or my contact information is at the end of this video. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, we're going to go through some definitions, just so we're all on the same page. First of all, let's talk about what AP is. So AP, as I'm sure you guys have realized, education loves us some abbreviations, but AP just stands for Advanced Placement. And Advanced Placement is this internationally recognized curriculum that provides students with a way to earn university level credits while they're still in high school. Advanced placement is run through the College Board, which you may have heard about in other places, because College Board is a big deal in the United States. They run the SATs, they do all kinds of scholarship programming, and they're also the nonprofit responsible for advanced placement. Advanced placement is centered in the United States, but it is taught worldwide. And universities in over 60 countries accept the credits that students earn when they're in advanced placement classes. When we're talking about Canada, almost every university that you can apply to is going to accept advanced placement credits in some way. How universities deal with those credits can vary institution to institution. So you will have to, if you choose to be an advanced placement student, do a little bit of research to see what the rules are at the school or schools you're planning on going to. But generally speaking, if you're going to school in Canada or the United States, all of the big schools will do something with AP credit. It's pretty rare these days to find a school that doesn't recognize it in some way. So we're just going to do a real quick experiment here. I say on the slide, to find out more, Google your university of choice plus AP. Lots of people have questions and they maybe think, well, why should we listen to what Ms. Clausen has to say? She works for Westwood. Maybe she has a biased opinion. But if we just put into Google advanced placement and then the name of a university, we're going to get some results that show us directly what that university says about advanced placement. Most universities have an advanced placement page where they go through what they do in terms of advanced placement, and they explain what students need to know. The reason why most universities have a page dedicated to advanced placement is because universities really like to attract advanced placement students. So as you can see, I've just done a couple of Google searches real quick, and I'm going to show you what it found. And you can do this, by the way, with any of the universities you're interested in. So the three that I picked for today were UBC and U of A, just because those are two very popular universities with students at Westwood. And I've also done Harvard, just because why not? Let's shoot for the stars. Let's see what Harvard says. So we're at Harvard University's page right here. It's got the coat of arms and everything. And we have advanced placement exams. Students are advised that beginning with the class of 2024, the current advanced placement program has changed, but they allow advanced placement credits, and it goes through what the course is, what the AP score you need is, and how many Harvard credits you can get. So even at Harvard, you can be earning credits that Harvard will recognize as university credits from Harvard by doing advanced placement classes. At a school like Harvard, because they can be extra picky, Different classes are worth different amounts of credit. So you can see I'm an English teacher. For the two classes that I teach that are advanced placement, AP Language and AP Lit, if you have a score of 5 on either one of those, Harvard will give you university credits. But for AP Language, they give 4 credits. For AP Lit, they give 8 credits. So it's not that they don't give credits for one or the other, it's just different how they do it. For some AP courses, like here we have human geography and comparative government and politics, they don't recognize it with Harvard credits. If you went through this list, though, for all of the courses that Westwood currently offers as AP courses, even Harvard will give all of them credits, provided that students achieve the minimum score to earn those credits on their AP exam. If we go to U of A, beautiful page at U of A about AP students. When we talk to the recruiters from U of A, they love AP students and they do a lot to attract advanced placement students to the U of A. And they've got this great page here that has testimonials from students who took AP and why that helped them at the U of A. They've got this great video here. We won't watch it together, but if U of A is a university of interest to you and you're interested in AP, definitely take a look at that on your own. I'll put the link into our YouTube description for you guys. And it goes through everything they do for AP students: transfer credit, advanced placement, credit by special assessment, boom, boom, boom. Lots of stuff available for AP students at the U of A. Again, I'm not going to go through all of that in detail, but you feel free to. UBC, advanced placement students, same thing. They go through how UBC evaluates AP courses. At UBC, if you have a 4 or up, you get university credit. So they give credit to more people than Harvard did, but about the same amount as U of A. Most universities, a 4 or up equals university credit. Again, the Ivy Leagues tend to be a little bit pickier, but that's true for almost everything when you're dealing with an Ivy League university. They also give grade equivalents. U of A did this too for what a course is grade wise when you get that AP score out of 5. So when we're talking about the AP score out of 5, basically how it works is students write their AP exams. You don't get your mark back as a percentage. You get it back as a score from 1 to 5. And that score of 1 to 5, how they calculate what equals a 1 and what equals a 5, changes a little bit year to year based on all kinds of factors. When you're in an AP course and you're closer to that exam, your teachers will go over with you kind of how that works, how the algorithm works, what we kind of expect. For now, for junior high parents, all you need to know is that this is approximately the equivalent if you were taking the course that as what it goes to here. So 86 and above university credit, again, on that AP exam. As I said before, when you're looking at whether or not AP is a good choice for you, I really do encourage using Google, going through, checking that out, and seeing what different universities say about AP. You can also, on any of those university pages, they have like a contact us link, either for email or phone. I encourage my students, call your university of choice and talk to an advisor there. Ask them your questions, because that's a great way to see, like, this is what the university is saying, not necessarily what the high school is saying. So some of the benefits of advanced placement, again, number one, first and foremost, you are earning university credits while you're still in high school. AP is a form of fast tracking, but instead of earning more high school credits, you're earning university credits. When I talk to my students about this, I explain it like this. When you're in junior high, taking junior high courses is a huge accomplishment. But once you get to high school for your options, you're not going to want to pick junior high courses anymore. You're going to want to pick high school options. Same thing with university. When you get to university, or if your goal is university, you want to be focused on those university credits. If you've got a choice between having a ton of high school credits or some university credits, there's a really good argument to be made that focusing on those university credits, focusing on where you're going, not where you've been, is the better choice as a form of fast tracking your way through high school. No, you're not going to graduate earlier with AP, but you're going to complete part of your university coursework before you get there. So, why does that matter? Well, here's just a quick story about how this can work for a real life AP student that I taught. Um, I teach English. We have 2 AP courses at Westwood for English, which means you can earn 2 courses worth of first year English credits for university while you're still in high school. Fun fact, every single university program in Canada requires students to take at least one first year university course in English. Most programs now require 2. So I had a student a couple years ago. She took AP English with me, even though English was not her thing, was not where she wanted to go in her career. She wanted to be an engineer, which is a super popular choice at Westwood. Not shocking at all. We have a great tech program, a great STEM program. So we got lots of students who want to be engineers. So she did AP with me. She earned her university credits while she was still in high school. What that meant for her was that when she was at UBC taking her engineering program, in the first year, they have a very structured schedule for classes for engineering. And where it said English, because she already had those credits, she didn't have to take that. So instead of having 5 courses, I believe it was, she ended up having 4. So what do you do with that extra time? Well, in her case, she ended up having a little bit more time to study, a little bit more time to sleep, which helped her other courses. By partway through the year, though, she was like, I'm managing pretty well. I want to get to do some other stuff with this time. She got involved with some activities on campus, got involved with some networking, got to know one of her professors in a little bit of a more personal way. And that led to a situation where she got invited to come to a lab where they were working on a project and kind of see what was going on. Turned out she had some ideas about this project. Turned out that it was something that she didn't even know she was interested in till she was there and was like, wow, this is great. This is cool. Because she had time in her schedule, she was able to do some volunteer hours in that lab directly with her professor when she was in first year university. In second year university, those volunteer hours meant that when she applied for a co-op placement in that lab, she already had some experience and some networking and got the job, even though most of the time those co-op placements go to third or fourth year students, which meant that by the time she was in her 4th year, she wasn't just in the lab, she was an assistant supervisor in the lab and got even more networking experience, both with people at the university and people in industry. Obviously, that is like an amazing best case situation. But the reality is, you don't know what you could do with that extra time. You don't know what opportunities are available. University is great for the courses and what you learn, but it's also very important to do networking, very important to meet the right people, very important to have those experiences that you might not get directly in the classroom. Having an AP class that allows that kind of space in your first year at university can allow those opportunities to happen. It can also just make that transition a little bit nicer. Let's take out all the bonus stuff that student went through. Just having more time to focus on your courses, just having 4 courses a semester instead of 5, that's a huge academic advantage. And that sets up our kids for success and helps make that transition from high school expectations to university expectations just a little bit smoother. Benefit number two, learning in an enhanced academic environment. When you are taking honors classes and AP classes, you are learning with other learners who have a goal in mind, who know that university is where they want to be. That means you're in a different environment than if you were in a regular class with just everybody. There's a purpose. And that purpose comes from the students themselves, it comes from the families, and it comes from the teacher and the environment we put you in. Our expectations are higher in our honors and advanced placement classes. And students, generally speaking, really benefit from those expectations, especially when university is the goal. Number three, you prepare for university level learning while still in high school. A lot of students severely underestimate the difference between university and high school. And that whole thing where when you're in university, you're dealing with not only your university classes, but you're dealing with being an adult and all the stuff that comes with that for the first time. By taking advanced placement courses, you're preparing for that higher level of learning a little bit earlier, which means that the shock, which means that the transition is not as noticeable for students. College Board has done a lot of research on this, and students who take at least one AP course are significantly more likely to finish their undergraduate degree than students who go straight from high school level courses to university level. And that's because it's less stress, or rather, we've experienced some of the stress of university while we're still in high school. Now, that can sound really negative because stress, that doesn't sound like a good time. But here's the thing you need to remember. By having a little bit more of that stress in high school, when you're in a small classroom, when you're living with mom and dad, when someone else is there to like make sure you eat dinner and show you how laundry works and help with all of that just life stuff, and you're not also necessarily having to have a job, that makes that stress much easier to deal with versus you get to university and bam, it is all the stress right at once. When I think about like myself in university, a lot of the stress that I faced was just the reality of like, oh, it's all on me. No one's here to help me in the same way as they were before, when I was in my hometown, when I was with all my friends, when my parents and my aunts and uncles were all just really close by. For me, going from a high school class of like 30 to a university class of like 100 to 200 students, that was a huge transition. And I thought I was ready for it. I was not ready for it. We set our students up in the AP program with the skills and strategies they need to be successful at university. And yes, that means a little bit more stress from grade 7 to grade 12, but it also means better preparation once we're in that first year of university. Final advantage of advanced placement, it saves you money. Advanced placement, if you earn those credits, you have saved the money that those credits would have cost. So you can go on to, again, any university website and see what their cost per credit is at that institution. It's going to be a little bit different for every school. But generally speaking, if we're saving ourselves a course's worth of credits, we're saving anywhere from $800 to $1,000 plus cost of books. Not all AP students earn AP credit. Not all AP students who earn AP credit choose to skip their first year university course and just use it that way. Some still decide to take the course and have it as review. There can be some good reasons to do that. But you also have to remember that AP, even if you don't earn the credits, it lets you know, am I ready for university or am I not? It's kind of proof of concept. So in another way, it can kind of save you money. When I went to university, I was the first person in my entire family to go to university since my great grandfather. So my great grandfather had gone to university, become a lawyer. None of his kids did. None of their kids did. None of my cousins did until me. On the other side of my family, basically same deal. No one had ever been before. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know if I was ready. And when you're 17 or 18 years old and you are looking at student loans and taking on a huge debt level, or going to the bank of mom and dad, or taking all of your savings or your family's savings and investing it in a university education, that is a huge financial decision. Advanced placement allows students a little bit of confidence, allows parents a little bit of confidence that, hey, I can do this. This isn't just me taking money, tossing it down the drain. This is something that I know I can do because I have this proof. I've taken university level work and I've done okay. I've managed it. So the odds that I can do well when I'm there are a lot better. Even if you don't get that university credit, you've still had that experience. And when you take your university courses, it's still going to be a little bit of review, which again gives some confidence, gives that sense of, I know what I'm getting into, makes that decision financially a little bit easier to make. I know as a student that would have meant a lot to me. That would have given me a lot of confidence and assurance that, hey, I am doing the right thing. I can do this. So I'll just move myself up here. Hey, what are honors courses? So we've talked a lot about advanced placement, and advanced placement is for students who are in grades 11 or 12, and that depends on the course. In English, there's advanced placement for grade 11 and grade 12. For some courses like biology and chemistry, there's only advanced placement for grade 12. So it kind of depends what the course is, but we're generally speaking grades 11 and 12 when we talk about advanced placement. Anything between grade 7 and grade 10 or 11 is honors. And our honors courses are set up to help prepare our junior high and senior high students for an advanced placement course load or for that university experience. So we don't just start at grade 11 and 12 thinking about university at Westwood. We start in grade 7 with age-appropriate strategies and activities to help students know if a life in academics, if a life in the professions is something that they want to do. In junior high, students who want to take honors courses take it for all of their core courses. That gives them a foundation so that they can see what honors is like in English, in math, science, and social studies. All across the board, they are getting that elevated experience. Once students get to grade 10, they can do a little bit more selection. So any of you with older students know, or if you remember from when you were in high school know, in grade 10, you start to be able to make more choices about your education. Same in honors as with any other course at Westwood. By grade 10, you get to choose. Do I want to stay in all honors courses for my core classes? Do I want to have just these 2 or these 3 as honors courses, or this one as an honors course, and the rest is regular? That can be based on student need. And when our students are in grade 9, we have a lot of discussions with them about what's best for them, what we recommend. So if you're a grade 6 student right now or parent of a grade 6 student, I know all of this can feel really overwhelming. Please remember what I'm sharing with you today is just the start of this conversation. We're not going to present you with this information once and be like, well, hope you remembered that. You're on your own now. Good luck. Have fun. No, this is something we talk about continuously. This is something that's going to be revisited at the end of every year. It's going to be revisited when we do course selection every year. Your teachers are there to guide you along this path. Same with our administrators, same with student services. So this is a conversation that's going to take from about now till all the way through grade 12 so that you are making the right choices for you. So don't, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if this is a lot of information, I know at this point it can feel like a lot of information. Just remember, for right now, you don't have to make any choice other than what's happening next year. And there are a lot of opportunities to get insight and information between now and whenever your journey at Westwood ends. So, what I'm going to do now is just go through some frequently asked questions. If you have a question that I don't go over in this section, please feel free to email me. Again, all of my contact information is at the end of this video. Or you can just, in the comments on YouTube, put your question, and I will do my best to get back to you that way. So here are the most frequently asked questions from students and from parents. Number one, what marks do students have to get into AP and honors? So we recommend for AP and honors that you have a mark of about 80%. But that's a recommendation. It is not a hard and fast rule. We understand, as I'm sure you understand, that a number is just a number. And your students, you are so much more than a number. There is so much more to your story about who you are as a student, academically, as a person, all of that, than what a number could ever represent. So when we think about what mark we have to get in, my question is always, does the student want to be in honors and AP classes? Because to me, that is way more important than a mark. Do you have the ambition? Do you want to be here? Are you willing to do the work? Other questions that I ask parents and kids when they're thinking about AP or honors programming. Why do you want to take AP? Why do you want to take honors courses? What's your experience in school been like to this point? How's your behavior in class? Do you generally get your assignments done on time? Do you struggle with concepts, or are you comfortable moving at a faster pace? Do you like having choice in what you do, or do you prefer to have things set out for you? My favorite question as an English teacher, how many books did you read last year, not including the books that you had to read for school? All of these types of things will help us understand whether or not you are a good fit for AP and honors. And I would recommend having those conversations. That is primarily what we are here for. The most important thing, though, of anything else, does the student want to take the course? That is more important than anything else, in my opinion. Even when we talk about behaviors and previous class experience, I'll just say, if you based it on stuff like that, I would never have gotten the opportunity to take courses like this, because when I was in grade, I'm going to say 6 to about grade 10, I was not any teacher's favorite student. But the reason why I wasn't any teacher's favorite student is because I was bored and not challenged. And if it hadn't been for a very special teacher looking at me and seeing that what I needed wasn't what my parents had planned to do in grade 10, which was take me out of regular school and put me in an alternative program for struggling kids, instead of doing that, this teacher convinced my parents to put me into honors programming. And it is not hyperbole to say that that teacher saved my life that day. Both literally and figuratively saved my life, because I needed the exact opposite of an easier time. I needed the exact opposite of less stress in my life. I needed challenge. I needed purpose. I needed to find a reason to be doing what I was doing. So for kids like who I was when I was in high school, yeah, your grade might not be that great, but we want to have a conversation about why it is that way and why you're thinking that honors might be the right fit for you. Because again, grades are wonderful, grades are fantastic, but at the end of the day, grades are just numbers, and all students are so much more than what any number could ever express. Will my marks go down if I take honors or AP? This is another big one that we get all the time. I have heard so many stories from people all around the community that usually go like this. So I had a friend whose cousin took AP and they went into AP or they went into honors and they went from having marks in the 90s to having marks in the 70s because your mark just goes down as soon as you take honors courses. And I can tell you, I don't know who your friend's cousin was or any of their personal details, but we have taken a look at this at Westwood for over a decade now, and it's just not true. And one of the ways that I can guarantee you that it's just not true is because in honors and in AP programming, you take the exact same tests and assessments as students do in regular. So I'll say that again. You take the exact same test. So you're in grade 7, you're taking a math unit 1 test. The math unit 1 test that our honor students take is literally the exact same test as what the regular class takes. When we talk about enrichment with honors and AP, we are talking about the experience that students have in class. We do not give harder tests. We do not give more homework. We do not give rigor that way. We talk a lot about going deeper rather than further. In fact, I have right now an AP, an honors 9 class and a regular 9 class. And they're on a day 1, day 2 schedule. So I see one group one day, one group the next. They do the exact same tests, but they have different lessons. And my regular students sometimes complain that my honor students, have less homework than they do. And it's not that they actually have less homework, they have the same amount, but because the honors environment is a more enriched learning environment, like we talked about before, more of the students get more work done in class and are more efficient with what they do in class. So yeah, they're taking a lot less home, but in terms of what they would have to do, it's the absolutely exact same. Same thing we're talking about PATs. It's the same whether you're in honors and regular. Diploma exams, same honors or regular. You would have the same mark if you were in regular as you do in AP, if you were doing the same amount of work in the same way. The only difference that we've actually been able to quantify between the two at Westwood is that when students are in honors and they move to regular, their marks usually drop. And the reason for that, I personally really believe, is because of that difference in learning environment. A lot of times students who are in honors want to leave it so they can be with their friends who are in regular. And sometimes that's not such a good choice for their academic future. Or they move to regular and they don't have that sense of challenge anymore, that sense of purpose. And again, they tune out a little, they're less engaged, the mark drops. But yeah, in terms of will your mark go down? No, it will not. We want our students to achieve lots. I want to have tons of stories about how successful my students are to share with literally everyone I meet. I am not going to give a student who is in honors programming a mark that is lesser than what they deserve. I seriously don't understand what my purpose or intent for that would be. I'm going to give you the mark that is the highest I can possibly justify, because as a teacher, I don't look like a great teacher if all my students fail. I look like a horrible teacher. I want all my students to succeed. I want them to do wonderful things. I want them to have super high marks. I want them to look amazing. So yeah, always comes up, but no, marks don't go down with honors or AP. What qualifications do honors and AP teachers have? So for honors teachers, it's the same as with all of our teachers in Alberta, which means world-class educational qualifications, the same as you would find in any high school in Alberta. If you look into it, if you've seen the research, Alberta and our education here is at an amazingly high level. So any teacher you have for any course at Westwood, you are going to have a teacher with the highest qualifications, with amazing dedication, with just a love for learning that will blow your mind. It's one of the reasons, I did the whole typical Fort McMurray thing. I came to Fort McMurray from Vancouver. I was going to stay here for 6 months to a year, 17 years ago. And probably watching this right now, there's more than a couple of people who had that exact same experience. One of the reasons that I've stayed in Fort McMurray, it's not because I love the weather. It's not because this time of year when everything's mucky is just like the best thing I've ever lived through. It's because I love working at Westwood. I love our school community. I love our culture. I love what we've created. And frankly, I don't think I could find a better school no matter where I went in the world. So that's the qualifications that our honors teachers have. When we talk about advanced placement, in order to teach an advanced placement class, which again are those ones where you're earning university credits, yes, your teachers do have to have additional qualifications. Usually that means taking a course through a university, through what's known as a summer institute through AP. You basically spend an entire week learning what you need to know to be teaching at that level. So, just speaking about myself, I have a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Education. Those are my qualifications to be just a regular teacher. When it came time to get my advanced placement qualifications, my first course that I got my qualifications for, which was AP Literature, I did a 1 week super intensive course at Oxford University. And just because I know someone's going to ask, yes, Oxford University in England, Worcester College. I worked with professors at Oxford. That's where my qualifications for teaching AP Lit come from. My AP Lang qualifications come from the University of San Diego. So again, it's a top university, not quite so top as Oxford because really, what is? But yes, it's university level coursework in addition to our already super rigorous Alberta teacher qualifications that we all take. Different teachers go to different universities or different institutes to get those AP accreditations. Again, just talk to the AP teachers. They would love to tell you about Summer Institute and where we've been. A lot of our AP teachers, just like me, go more than once because we love learning. We wouldn't do this job if we didn't love taking additional courses, learning more things, all of that. So you're going to get really well qualified teachers just at Westwood in general. And then your AP teachers have that like little bit of icing on the cake, a little bit more from those additional qualifications to be able to teach at that university level of coursework. What's the difference between AP and fast tracking? So as we talked about a little bit earlier in this video, AP is a form of fast tracking, but instead of getting more high school credits, you're getting university credits. So I've made kind of a chart here just to compare the two because a lot of people are interested in fast tracking through summer school and want to know how that compares with either honors or advanced placement work. So the credits earned, as we talked about before, when you're in summer school, you're earning high school Alberta Ed credits just like you would in regular high school. Awesome. In advanced placement, you are earning both regular high school credits and potentially university level credits. So you're actually technically taking two courses at the same time. So my AP Lang students right now, they are taking English 20-1, the regular Alberta Ed course, and getting all of those high school credits. But in addition to that, they're also taking AP Lang, which potentially will give them, if they earn it on the exam, university level credits. Last year, about 65% of my students earned university credits. So 65% of the kids that were in that class ended up getting both their high school credits and some university credits in one go. Course design. When we talk about summer school was designed for students who have taken a course and have not been successful. So summer school is designed as like another chance to get the concepts you didn't get the first time through. That's not how everyone uses summer school, but that's what it was designed to be. Because of that, and because you have that abbreviated amount of time in summer school, all the activities done in summer school prioritize the needs of struggling students, the needs of students who need one more go through to like get the key concepts, the essential outcomes. In honors and advanced placement, just like we talked about before, you do the full regular course load, and then you have the university level work on top of that. So you getting more than what the average student would do. Content covered, as we said before, summer school is all about essential outcomes, which is absolutely great if you're using summer school the way it was designed to be used. If, however, you're taking summer school to fast track, so let's say you take English 10-1 in at Westwood, and then you take English 20-1 in summer school. If you didn't take 20-1 at Westwood, you're not going to cover as much in summer school as you would if you took it in the regular course schedule. Which means when you get to English 30-1, potentially you might have some issues because the rest of the class learned more and had more time to develop their skills than you would have. Is this necessarily a negative impact on all students? No. Some students do just fine with summer school only. For other students, it can cause a problem. The unfortunate thing is you don't necessarily know which one of those scenarios is going to apply to you until you've already done the thing. AP or honors, because you're covering more than what the regular class would, you are not going to have any issues in terms of not having content covered. You're going to have content that is aimed specifically towards university level work. Students go way beyond the basics and learn above grade level. And remember, you learn above grade level, you're tested at grade level. So it's kind of like one of those things. The Olympics was just a thing here where you hear about people doing altitude training. So you train up in the mountains where the altitude is high and where oxygen levels are low, and then you come back down to sea level and you're like superhuman and you achieve great things. AP and honors are kind of like that academically. You train at this high level, but you're only assessed at the regular level. So we do activities that are up here, assessments are here. We have conversations that are up here, assessments are here. We practice up here, we test here. And boy, does that make the scores that the average student has on those assessments go up. I mean, think about it, if you're in grade 6. If you're in grade 6 and you've been doing grade 6 coursework, if I gave you a test from grade 4, you'd probably do better on it than what you did if you were just in grade 4. Honors and AP is basically like that. What makes an honors course different than a regular course? I'm going to play a video from Honor Science 8 for you guys right now. And I might have to play it a couple of times because it's kind of quick and I won't necessarily talk fast enough to narrate it. But these are some videos taken from Honor Science 8. In the first little bit here, pause for just a second. It might be hard for you to see what they are doing, but this is a tablet that a student is using. And they are using that tablet to create a hologram. So this is an activity, as I said before, from Honor Science 8. But it's an activity from Honor Science 8 where students are playing with and being introduced to concepts from Physics 30 and from university level physics while they're in grade 8. But they're not doing it in a big, scary, lots of notes, bunch of assessment way. They're doing it in a super fun way by hands on learning, creating holographic images. So you can see here the lightning and all of that, they are creating holograms and learning about all of these concepts. Up here, a little bit closer, we see again these fireworks creating the hologram. Going to pause here again. This is another activity for Honor Science 8, where down here, some students have created a basic engine. So they've got a battery, some coils, and they have followed some directions, done some hands-on learning, and have created this little engine for themselves. Again, these are physics 20 and 30 concepts, potentially with a little bit of chemistry thrown in if they cover a little bit about, batteries and creation of that. Okay, I probably got that wrong, and my husband, who's a physics and chem teacher, is probably going to watch this and be like, that's not chemistry. Maybe, I don't know, English teacher. But again, it's advanced concepts being taught in a fun way with hands-on learning. We're talking about science in this part, but for all your other courses, it's going to be the same. Hands-on, fun learning that gives you those advanced concepts. So I'll press play again. And wow, you can see that engine just go. These students here are doing an engineering challenge in which they had to use the zip line across the classroom to deliver a payload. So again, lots of physics going on in this particular video, but engineering challenges, STEM challenges. We are learning through doing and experimentation, and getting to advanced concepts through that you wouldn't see until years later in your academic journey in a regular classroom. And finally, this last portion, this is a 3D printer, again, in the Science 8 class that students are using for an engineering challenge. And that particular engineering challenge also is utilizing recycled plastics that students actually did some experimentation on to create the filament for the 3D printer themselves. So that's the difference. In a beautiful little nutshell, we have these big concepts, these cool things in fun ways that are age appropriate in terms of what students are doing, but are giving them that taste of what's beyond, are showing them that possibility, and hopefully just igniting their curiosity, and their love for learning and their desire to learn more. So that we are really hoping to create lifelong learners who can go and achieve fantastic things. What AP courses are offered at Westwood? So this changes a little bit as time goes on. So if you're in grade 6 now, the courses that we offer now in AP might not be the same as when you get to grade 11 and 12, but generally speaking, we offer all of our core courses in AP. Plus, we have 2 AP options courses, and those are computer science and environmental science. Computer science and environmental science, again, offer that opportunity to earn university credits, but earn it through taking an option course, which is really extra cool. English, we have 2 AP courses for. Math, we've got, I believe, 2 AP courses for. Again, might change by the time you watch this. For sciences, all of the basic sciences are off that we offer at Westwood. We have an AP version of. So physics, chemistry, biology. We've got AP calculus. We've got, basically if it's a core class, we've got an equivalent that's advanced placement that is offered. Just a note though, classes are offered based on the desire of students, based on what is requested. So some years there might be one of those courses that is not offered just because students haven't requested it. That doesn't mean it can't be offered. It just means some years, some courses don't happen. just based on what students' preferences are. How do AP exams work? Basically, AP exams are written in May. It is, for most courses, about a 3-hour test. You write the exam. It goes off to College Board to be assessed. In July, you find out what your mark was on that 1 to 5 scale. The AP tests are pretty similar to the other types of tests that you're going to have in honors courses and AP courses at Westwood. And we do a lot of work preparing you for them. They are not as scary as students think they are. If you want to know specifically what an AP test might look like, have a conversation with that AP teacher and they can give you a little bit more insight. Or you can go to the College Board website and they'll have information. Another great resource is there is Twitter and Instagram account called AP for Students that gives examples of what the tests look like and tons of information for students about both AP courses and AP exams. So that's another really great resource to check out. Can students join AP and honors at any point, or do you have to start in grade 7? At any point. So if you are going into grade 7 next year and you're not sure and you want to take a year of regular and see how it goes, that is totally fine. That does not mean that you can't then in grade 8 be like, hey, I want to take honors courses. You can wait till grade 9 and then take honors courses. I have had students as late as grade 12 before they have taken a single honors course and jump right into AP. Now, that's not always the best choice. There are some distinct advantages to starting in grade 7 and staying with the program all the way through, but it's not like you're excluded from it. So if you're not sure, you can wait and make the choice next year. Or you can try honors, and if it doesn't work out, you can move out of it. I have some students this year who did grade 7, they did honors. Grade 8, they decided to do regular. Grade 9, they decided to go back to honors. It's not necessarily ideal, but you're definitely allowed to do that. Your journey from where you are now to graduation is going to be as individual as you are. And just know that we're here to support those choices. We're here to answer those questions. As I mentioned before, this is a years-long conversation. So things will change between where you are now and where you are when you graduate. And we're here to help you navigate those changes. Related to our last slide, do we have to make a choice right now? No, you don't. I will say that our honors courses are very highly in demand and space can be limited. So if you're thinking about it and you're leaning more towards taking it than not, sign up. You can always switch out if that's what you decide to do down the line. Generally speaking, it's easier to switch out of an honors class than into one just because it's a very high demand program and there isn't always room to come back in that same year. But no, you don't have to make a choice right now. You can talk to the counselors, you can talk to people you trust, you can look at universities, you can talk to me. It's about that conversation. It's about what's right for you. And just know that no two students are the same. So what's right for you and what's right for your friends or for even like an older sibling or for someone else you know and trust might be very different. So take your time if you need to. Make the choice that's right for you. And just know that we're here to help support you through that choice, whatever choice you end up making. So that's going to be the end for today. It's been great to spend this time with you. Again, my name is Ms. Clausen, and I'm over at Westwood. All of my contact information is on this end screen, including where to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow Westwood on Twitter and Instagram. If you're thinking about coming to Westwood next year, that's probably a really great idea because you'll just get this fantastic sense of what's going on at the school day to day, what kind of things we offer, and what it's like to be a Westwood student. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next year in either our regular or our AP and honors programming at Westwood. Bye.